Hello, everyone, and welcome to another Salesforce Ben LinkedIn Live. So my name is Zaina Dar, and I'm the events content producer at Salesforce Ben. And I'm really excited to be your host for today's event, Drive Personalized Journeys with Marketing Cloud Growth Edition. So while we wait for everyone to join, let us know where you're logging in from today. We always love to see what a global audience we have attending. So today we're going to be taking a deep dive into the new Salesforce Marketing Cloud Growth Edition. And we're going to be teaching your business how to drive connected customer experiences with AI and data. We'll also be exploring how the new features in the upcoming summer 2024 release can help businesses reach customers across channels and unlock their data for more personalized experiences. So I'm thrilled to introduce to you Ruth Bolster, Abigail Cutruff, and Lindsay DiGiovanni from Salesforce, who are here with us today to teach us how to drive more personalized journeys with Marketing Cloud Growth Edition. Ruth, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, of course. Thanks, Zaina. So hi, everyone. My name is Ruth Bolster. I am a product marketing manager at Salesforce, and I focus on Marketing Cloud Growth Edition, as well as Marketing Cloud account engagement. So I've been at Salesforce for about 3 years now, and I'm incredibly grateful to be here with you all today.
Thank you. And you, Abigail?
Hi, Abigail Cutruff, product manager with Marketing Cloud Growth.
Nice. And you, Lindsay?
Hello, everyone. My name is Lindsay DiGiovanni. I'm an account engagement product manager here at Salesforce.
Nice. Fab, thank you. So before we get started, just a bit of housekeeping. So as this is a webinar, all lines will be muted, but don't worry, we'll be having a Q&A at the end. So you can ask our panelists any burning questions you may have, and they'll get back to you in the near future. So feel free to submit any questions you have in the comments throughout the webinar. The webinar will also be recorded and will be available on our Salesforce Ben LinkedIn and YouTube channel, just in case you need to drop off or would like to share it with your colleagues. Great. Well, I'll hand it over to you guys to take us through the presentation, and I'll see you at the end for the Q&A.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Zaina. And hello, everyone. Welcome to our session on driving personalized journeys with Marketing Cloud Growth Edition. I do want to note that we will be discussing some forward-looking features in this session, particularly those that are going to be available in the upcoming Summer 24 release, which is dropping, I believe, next week. And I'd like to remind you to please base purchasing decisions on what is currently available today. And to start, I just want to quickly say thank you. I want to thank you for being our customers and our partners and our trailblazers. And we know that you are all extremely busy. So thank you for taking the time out of your day to be here with us. So as Zaina mentioned before, we have an illustrious group of people on the call today. I'm Ruth Bolster. I'm a product marketing manager at Salesforce. And of course, we have Lindsay DiGiovanni and Abigail Cutruff. And so what we're going to do today is first, I'm going to talk through a little bit about why it's important to create connected customer journeys. Then we're going to talk about how our existing customers can get access to some of the features that we're describing. And then we're going to talk through some of the features that are in the upcoming Summer 24 release. And then Abigail's going to close us out with a demo so you can see these in action. So as I mentioned, today we're going to discuss how some of the new innovations in Marketing Cloud Growth Edition can help customers create those more personalized journeys. And I want to take a moment to discuss how building those connected customer journeys can help you grow your business. So for our small business marketers in the audience, I know I don't have to tell you that we're all wearing a lot of hats. You might have one person who might be responsible for the entire customer journey end to end, from creating emails and content to building out those automations, to generating new leads, to aligning with your sales and service teams, to creating segments. You're doing a lot. Or you might be in a situation where marketing is only a part-time job for you. Your time and attention might be split between multiple job functions. So net, we know that small business marketers are extremely busy. And at the same time, we also know that customer expectations are rising. So according to our latest State of Connected Customer report, 85% of customers expect connected moments when interacting with a company. And what this essentially means is that customers don't want to hear one thing from the marketing team and then get passed over to the sales team and hear something completely different, and then hear something else from the service team. They also don't want to be repeating themselves. So if a customer shares something with marketing, they don't want to have to re-explain themselves if they're talking to a sales team member. They just want one connected experience that's personalized to their wants and needs. So one way that marketers have been scaling out these connected, personalized efforts is by using artificial intelligence. AI allows small teams to do more with fewer resources. So for example, it can help teams draft email copy in seconds, which saves them time, but also helps them scale out those efforts so that they can personalize outreach to all of their customers. It can also help take the manual work and technical knowledge out of creating customer segments. And we know that's a huge pain point for a lot of our marketers. This not only helps everyone get the work done regardless of skill level, but it also helps small teams be more precise in who they are reaching out to. And of course, in addition to this, AI can also help teams personalize things like send times so that customers are getting emails when they are most likely to engage with those emails. But in order to take advantage of AI and to create these, personalized, connected experiences that customers want, you need to be aligning your teams. And there's a couple of reasons for this. So if you align your teams, it gives you a strong data foundation, and this helps you create those more personalized experiences. So essentially, if you're sharing data across marketing and sales and service and even your commerce teams, it's going to be easier to get that full view of customer interactions with your company. And this is ultimately going to allow you to tailor your journeys and your content based on how a customer is interacting, of course, not just with marketing, but also with sales and with service. And sharing data across teams and working together on one platform will make it easier for marketers to pull in sales or service touch points into those customer journeys so that your customers are getting that personalized outreach from a dedicated team member at the right time. And of course, last but not least, sharing data also allows teams to better take advantage of AI. So I'm sure we're all familiar with the phrase garbage in, garbage out, right? And AI models are really no different. If you're training your AI on incomplete data, the outputs are going to reflect that. And of course, we know that when AI is used correctly, it can help scale out that personalized content creation and outreach. So this is really where Marketing Cloud Growth Edition can come in. Marketing Cloud Growth Edition is marketing automation built on Salesforce Einstein 1, and it has Data Cloud as that foundation. And what this does is it creates visibility across your marketing, your sales, your service, and even your commerce teams. And this allows everyone to work together in one place to close deals more quickly. And this ultimately has two downstream effects. So having a strong foundation allows teams to be more successful and when it comes to leveraging AI. So this means that you can use AI to deliver things like campaign briefs, segments, landing pages, and other content faster than ever before. And this is going to help scale out those personalization efforts. And of course, having a strong data foundation with Data Cloud helps small business marketers create those connected journeys with sales and service touch points. And of course, when you have that full view of the customer, you can better personalize those interactions because you know how they're interacting with the entire company. So we know that customers ramping up on Marketing Cloud Growth Edition can take advantage of these features. But what might be news to you is that select account engagement customers can also take advantage of the innovations we're building out in Growth Edition as well. So with that, I'm going to pass it over to Lindsay, who's going to talk a little bit more about this. Lindsay, over to you.
Thank you, Ruth. All right, so in June 24, as Ruth alluded to, some incredible, exciting news. Select Marketing Cloud account engagement customers will be able to access the Einstein 1 innovations that we are building out in Marketing Cloud Growth Edition. So in June 24, this offer will be available to Marketing Cloud account engagement growth customers based in AMER. However, we do plan to expand this to additional account engagement additions and regions as it becomes available. So stay tuned across the next several releases for Marketing Cloud Growth to be made available to higher account engagement additions and in additional regions. And what is amazing about this is that account engagement customers will be able to access brand new innovations that we are building out as part of Einstein 1, and they will get access to Data Cloud, which underpins all of these innovations. And as part of this incredible excitement for these new Einstein 1 innovations, we are launching our first ever Pioneer Early Adopter Program. This program kicks off next week, actually. So Monday is the exciting day that we've all been waiting for some eager, very excited account engagement growth customers who have raised their hands to get up and running on Data Cloud, Flow for Marketers, and those new AI innovations. We'll run these pioneers through a series of enablement sessions. And in exchange, these pioneers are excited to share their feedback to help us shape product roadmaps as we pave the way for B2B and B2C marketers on one platform. And here's a sneak peek at what our first pioneers running through this program will have to look forward to over the course of 3 to 4 weeks. We'll allow them to set up Marketing Cloud Growth Edition, and we'll help them along the way via a series of enablement sessions with our most tenured experts here at Salesforce. If you are interested in being a future account engagement, but also for engagement, be sure to scan the QR code that you see here now and complete our Pioneer Interest form. And while there is no guarantee of acceptance into a future program, we're incredibly thankful for your interest in providing your product feedback to shape future roadmaps. All right, I'll go ahead and pass the mic back to Ruth to chat through what's new in our Summer 24 release.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Lindsay. So without further ado, let's dive into some of the new features that are coming out in Growth Edition this summer that are going to help marketers personalize their outreach and build those connected customer journeys. And as we do this, I want to talk about these features in terms of specific use cases and how they are actually going to help you create connected customer journeys. I don't just want to laundry list them. And Abigail is going to help me share what's new. So there you go. So let's talk about our first use case. We know that when it comes to creating customer journeys, the first thing that you have to do is start with the campaign. However, we also know that campaign creation can be a huge pain point for teams that are strapped for time. There's often a lot of steps involved with this when it comes to creating those campaigns, from building out the campaign object to creating the campaign brief, to creating an email, to creating the accompanying flow, to creating the accompanying segment. It's a lot. There are a lot of steps to actually set this up successfully. And generative AI can help solve for this. And we have existing features in Growth Edition like Einstein Code Create and Einstein Content Creation that help speed up this process. But Abigail, I would really love to hear from you about some of the new features that are going to enhance this.
Yeah, absolutely. So as Ruth mentioned, with Einstein, you can save a lot of time creating content briefs and segments. And Einstein Copilot, which is coming a little bit later in the release around July, will build upon the Einstein Co-Create capabilities that you may already be a little bit familiar with to actually save the content brief object as its own entity and relate it to the campaign. So you have a full history of content briefs that can be used for grounding in the future. And it will also start to ground in some new objects that we have available, which we'll talk about a little bit later. And that is the brand templates that you can build upon to more easily save design templates and reuse them across emails.
Awesome. So let's talk about our second set of features, which are focused on segmenting audience faster and, of course, more precisely. So I mentioned this before, but we know segmentation has always been a challenge because it requires that marketers be trained up on technical processes. So whether that is your marketing automation tool, or if you're using something like SQL, or in the case of most small businesses, hobbling together a bunch of spreadsheets and just kind of hoping for the best. It's a manual process and it can be a technical process. However, with Growth Edition, we have a number of tools that are designed to make it easier to pull in the right group of customers as you're building out these connected journeys, including segment creation. And for those of you who might not be aware, segment creation uses Gen AI to remove those technological barriers to entry when it comes to segmentation. So instead of having to train people up on marketing automation tools, small business marketers can just use their natural language and put that into prompts so that the AI just does the rest. So in other words, what this means is you just describe the segment that you're looking for, and then the AI pulls the segment. But I know, Abigail, the goal is to make segmentation easy across the board. And we're expanding this to make it even easier to create segments, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And using generative AI to create segments is a very powerful feature. It will save you a ton of time. We also now are introducing, though, a little bit different type of approach to save you time in creating a segment. And that is supporting kind of these one-off list sends. So you can easily go to a contact and add them to a campaign as a campaign member. And then when you're sending out your, or creating your orchestration and sending to a segment, alternatively, you can send to those campaign members. So that list of contacts that you've deemed good prospects for a certain message. So in this scenario, again, you're saving a bunch of time because you don't even have to create a segment. You don't have to go into Data Cloud and configure all those attributes. You're being fed that information from your marketing contacts, your sales team, et cetera, and then simply sending to that list.
I love that. And what I love about this too is that it just makes it easier, right? If you have a list and you just want to send a list email, you can send the list email now. You don't even have to bother with, Data Cloud or the AI. So this is great. So our third use case involves personalizing customer outreach. I know we're talking a lot about personalization throughout, but in terms of actually personalizing emails, for example, this is what we're talking about. So we know that small businesses are often working in multiple point solutions, and the data could be spread out across marketing, sales, service, commerce. And this really makes it difficult, if not impossible, to create those connected, personalized customer journeys, especially as you are personalizing emails, for example. And we solve for this in Growth Edition by having marketing, sales, service, and commerce on one platform powered by Data Cloud. So this means that all teams are getting a single view of the customer. And it also means that marketing can pull from sales, service, and commerce data to create those more personalized customer journeys. And of course, in addition to Data Cloud, marketers can activate these personalized journeys through Salesforce Flow. They can leverage predictive AI capabilities like Einstein send time optimization to personalize send times. And they can also create cross-channel journeys using SMS to meet customers where they are most likely to engage. But we have even more features that are going to help with this, right, Abigail?
We certainly do. And this one's really near and dear to my heart. This is cross-object merge fields. This has been kind of a common request on multiple fronts throughout the years. And with Marketing Cloud growth, as of prior to this release, you could personalize your content, but you could only do so with the direct attributes of a unified individual. And by that, I mean those one-to-one attributes tied to the unified individual object in Data Cloud. So that would be things like the first name, their last name, their birth date, et cetera. But what we would know is that there's a lot of data associated to the unified individual in Data Cloud. Now you can access that plethora of information about the unified individual to not only personalize content, so inserting merge strings into email, but also using that same data set to make flow decisions. What also is really cool is that this is built upon Data Cloud's new data graph capability. This makes it really interesting to kind of take a subset of data that you're going to commonly want to personalize against, so that when you're building out those flow decisions, you're inserting that content, you only have to work against a subset of your data in Data Cloud that is relevant for those use cases. And by having that subset of data, that also helps us ensure that we can be very performant in making decisions quickly, building those emails and sending them out at scale.
I love that.
Yeah, I do too, for sure. And then the second really cool feature that we have, this one's in Flow, and this is keyword-based decisioning, essentially. So you can do some pretty interesting things with this capability. Now, when you are orchestrating, you're creating a journey in the Flow, and you're decisioning on how someone is engaging with messages, you can now not only use the activity of if they clicked a link in an SMS or if they responded in general, but saying what keyword did they respond with. So there's really cool use cases you can start to execute here. You could ask them to confirm a subscription, and if they reply yes, you could follow up with a new consent status flow element that we have to then send that data to Data Cloud to record that consent. If they respond no, you could do nothing. Alternatively, you might have a case where you're asking someone through SMS to confirm that it's okay to close a case after there's been a fair amount of dialogue. And if they respond yes, you could close it. If no, again, you could just keep it pending or maybe follow up with some next action. So really powerful feature that allows you to really tailor those journeys.
I love both of this. Like the cross-object merge fields, I know has been on the wish list of a lot of our customers for a long time. So I'm so glad that we're finally creating this feature, and that it's going to be available again to our select account engagement customers as well. And the keyword-based two-way SMS, like this is great because like if you have a more B2C focus in your marketing, like this is going to be a game changer. So our fourth use case is all about nurturing leads and tailoring outreach based on how engaged they are. And we know that scoring and grading is a key piece to this, especially since it helps teams understand who's interacting with your marketing, who needs additional nurturing, and who should be, for example, on an accelerated track for sales-focused outreach. So another way to really think about this is personalizing outreach and even cadences based on where a customer is in the sales and marketing cycle. So I know we have had engagement scoring for a while, and we also have lead capture with forms and landing pages. But Abigail, I know we've added more to this with the summer release.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. So in addition to the current capabilities of being able to grade people based on their engagement, so how interested they're showing, the type of interest they are showing in your product through email engagement, web engagement. Now you can also score fit. So this is really how well is this prospect fitting into your sales funnel, meaning how well are they going to fit with a campaign that you have upcoming, et cetera. So it's just another kind of angle in terms of their likelihood to convert. And this can be kind of added to the engagement scoring to be balanced out and really start to hone in to properly bubbling up the right prospects for your campaign members or your segment.
That's awesome. And what I like about this is that it's like it's a mix of the lead scoring and grading too. So you don't have to worry about the two separate scores anymore.
Yeah, absolutely.
So this brings us to our last use case, in the sense that Marketing Cloud growth can help small businesses optimize their marketing efforts. And we know that small businesses often struggle to get the most time to value out of their marketing efforts and investment. And if you're not getting, the most out of your marketing investment, it's going to be very difficult to deliver on the personalized outreach that customers want. So again, if it's difficult for you to use the platform, it's going to be difficult to create those campaigns. But Abigail, I know that we're building out new features that help teams optimize their marketing efforts. Would you like to elaborate?
Yeah, so we've been rattling off several new features, right? It can be hard to find things sometimes. So we've now introduced a new home tab for the marketing app. And this is going to increase or improve your time to value, both for new members of your team or just getting familiar with Marketing Cloud growth, because they can go here to quickly access all those core capabilities, how to create audiences, how to create content, how to create a campaign and get started with orchestrating a flow. This will provide that kind of essential starting kit for your team members. There's also a link to our implementation guide up top, which is kind of the full kit and caboodle of everything you would want to know to customize and get started and start to understand the plethora of features that we are building for Marketing Cloud growth. So really, really valuable asset there that is updated each release. And then for team members who are kind of already executing on the platform, there's quick links to get to their recent campaigns so that they have a quick launch off point every time they log in.
I love that. So again, it's one thing for us to talk about these new features, but it's another for you to actually see them in action. So Abigail, I'm going to pass it over to you to do a demo.
Absolutely. All right. Can you all see my screen? Looks
yes.
like it. Okay. All right. Cool. So get situated just 1 second. All right. So you may be familiar with a fictional brand that we talk about frequently named Quadstar. You may be familiar with them from our release webinars where we've introduced them. But if you're not, they're a telco company that operates networks. And so they provide internet, telephone, wireless products, but also services to residential and business customers alike. So Sam, he's a marketing manager at Quadstar. He's been executing campaigns on marketing cloud growth for a couple months now. They purchased back in February. So he's getting used to the capabilities. He's been, using email, SMS, landing pages, forms, flow, and generative AI to kind of help his team provide those timely experiences. So Sam is pretty excited about the summer 24 release capabilities, as am I, of course. But he's excited because Quadstar has a new Summer Olympics campaign package launching. So he wants to promote this new offering to his existing customers that have a premier sports package. But he also wants to market to current advertisers about this opportunity to secure ad space through the package. So to orchestrate experiences for these two very diverse audiences, he's going to need more advanced personalization and to level up some of the existing campaigns. So Sam logs into Salesforce and to get started, and he hops into the marketing app, of which I am already showing you here. This is the new home tab we were just talking about. Here is the quick start for creating audiences, content, and campaigns. So this is going to be really helpful for Sam's new team members who are getting started across the globe to execute their campaigns. And of course, for his existing team members who have been executing flows and campaigns, they have those quick access links. All right, so Sam is pretty excited to start enabling some of these new capabilities. To do that, he's going to launch Setup, which I've already gotten opened here. And he's in the Marketing Cloud Setup. He's going to notice there's also a new Assistant Home in Setup. So with the same intention as the Home tab in the Marketing app, this is going to give him quick access to the core capabilities and help guide him through implementation. But of course, they've been running since February, so they are a fully configured org. So Sam is really just going to focus on enabling the new capabilities that he's excited to use. So he's going to go to the reporting and optimization section and into campaign engagement, so he can configure that new capability in people scoring. Here you can see the overall score can be weighted now with fit score as a component. And what he wants to do is actually add a new fit score. So again, this is how well a customer profile fits into their sales pipeline. And what he wants to do is actually increase the score when the lead source is coming through a partner referral, because those are higher quality leads most often. So he's going to go to the opportunity lead source. And again, oops. Excuse my typos. When it's a partner referral, he's going to increase the fit score by 3. So this is just going to weight those types of new prospects a little bit higher than those coming in through more generic forms. And that's going to help his sales team identify who they should be evaluating more heavily to add to the campaign, which we'll see a little bit later. All right, so he's configured that. Back to setup again in reporting and optimization and customer engagement. Now he sees a brand new configuration option for basic personalization. So to get started with this, he's going to create a data graph and assign it as the data graph that UMA begins to use for inserting those cross-object merge fields or creating complex decisions in flow. He sees, though, that someone's already created and assigned a data graph. But he does want to check out what exactly is in that data graph to make sure that it's got all the data that he needs to execute his campaigns. So he can launch into data graphs, into the QuadStar personalization data graph, again, that has been assigned to UMA. And first of all, he notices that this data graph was created against the unified individual, which is correct and very important aspect. So it was created correctly, and you can see that he's pulling in all the information related to the unified individual. So pulling in the account information, he can pull in information about the user's engagement in email campaigns, but also in SMS campaigns, the opportunities, and down even to the opportunity products that are related, again, to that unified individual. So this looks perfect. He's ready to go with cross-object merge fields and decisioning. The last thing he wants to configure is that brand. So outside of setup, but now in content and in a CMS workspace, he's in the content workspace for Marketing Cloud. He has 2 brands already created, but this is a specific campaign for the summer. So he actually wants to tailor this a little bit. He also plans to share it to other workspaces. So he's going to hop out of here and he's going to go to a different workspace that was created just for sharing purposes. So this was just a way that they chose to organize their information. To create that brand, that new brand that he wants to share, it's going to come in here. Oops. Name it, and you'll see that he's got a lot of default values set up. There's some default colors, typography, button styles for the primary, secondary, and tertiary button styles. What he wants to do, though, is just create kind of an airier look and feel. So it's just going to change the colors a little bit. Say, change the background color, which updates in the preview, and maybe erase this border. Should be a little bit simpler design. That looks good. All right. So we're going to save that. And then again, wants to share this asset with others. So here's the brand that he just saved. Now he wants to share this workspace. So he's going to go to workspace sharing. He's going to go ahead and share it with everyone. And save it. All right. Now you can see it's a shared workspace. And he should be good to go. Let me just, then I will show you real quickly. If you hop into that original workspace that I was in, you'll notice I can hop into this section called Shared With. Here he can see the globally shared workspace, globally shared assets workspace. And now he sees that brand that's being shared to the content workspace for Marketing Cloud workspace. All right. So he's all set up. He is ready to start personalizing. He's created a stub for his campaign, the Olympics upgrade package. And what he's going to do is send an email to individuals with the Premier Sports package, encouraging them to upgrade to the Olympics package. So he's going to use Einstein to help him get started more quickly with a campaign brief that he plans to share with his sales team, but also with content to populate his email. So he is going to just describe his campaign. Just a simple prompt of the purpose, again, kind of upselling Premier Sports package customers to the Summer Olympics cable package. And what's being generated is some campaign brief objects that as of July will have a dedicated object that will be saved and can be used for future grounding, as well as some campaign assets for his email. So a subject line, pre-header, and paragraph. Looking at this, it looks pretty good. He may want to make it a little bit more specific, a little bit more personalized, but this is a pretty good start. So let's say this looks good. A email has been generated. You can see it's already has the assets that were suggested by Einstein. It's pretty rad. Let's hop in here. All right, so now let's start to save time. We can save time because, well, first we've already got a bunch of content suggested. We've got the subject line that was generated. We've got a pre-header. Let's start with tailoring the design. See, I'm in the content workspace for Marketing Cloud, but again, I'm not using the winter or the default brand. I'm going to use the brand that was shared with this workspace, which is that summer brand that I just created. All right, there you go. That was pretty easy. I think my design team will be pretty good. I'm sure they'll want to tweak a thing or two. They're going to be happy with this as a start. Next up, let's make the content a little bit more personalized, don't you think? So let's start with some simple edits. We'll go into the paragraph. Or actually, you know what? Let's hop into Einstein a little bit and let's refine this. Because really what I want to communicate is a little bit more specifically about the 20% discount that these customers are going to have access to. So let's refine this. Let's see what Einstein comes back with. Premier Olympics close, offering, yep, 20% discount. Yep, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. I will want to maybe tailor this Premier Olympics package. They kind of mixed up the Premier Sports package with the intention of the new cable package, which is understandable. This is a great start, though. I can definitely work with this. It's a good thing there's a human in the loop. I'm going to go ahead and copy this into my email, and let's start to really refine it. So first things first, I find that addressing people by their first name goes a long way. So let's say happy summer viewing, and let's insert a merge field. Here you can see, prior to this release, you would have seen a unified individual here, but now you see those data graphs that we just set up and configured for UMA. So I'm going to go into primary objects. This is the one-to-one attributes that are tied to the unified individual. So it's going to be those things that we saw on the data graph. But it's, you know, those simple attributes like first name, last name, birth date could be on here. Salutation could be on here, but it wasn't in the data graph. That's because I don't really use it. So let's insert first name and represent it as first name in the content as the placeholder. What also is new here is the fallback text. So this allows me to continue to send to these individuals in the event that some of the data actually is not populated in Data Cloud. So just in case a first name is missing, it should be relatively rare, we'll just call them friend. This will allow me to continue to send that email, which prior, without that content being able to be resolved, prior to this, that message wouldn't have been able to go out. So that's pretty good. Next, let's refine that package name because it will be a little bit specific to the individual based on which Premier package they had. Let's go into merge fields again. This time, it's not going to be one of those simple one-to-one attributes on the unified individual. We're going to actually really dig into the data bottom. So we're going to traverse through the individual, through the opportunity, and into the opportunity product to pull out the product name on the opportunity. Now, this is a lot of one-to-many relationships that we have in the data model. So we need to sort this data. We need to filter this data so that we can pick the top attribute in the array of a subset of filtered data to make sure that we're inserting the right content. So we are going to sort it first by just the ID, get the most recent. Then we're going to make sure the product family is correct, just in case there's a couple opportunity products. So this will be the Olympics package. All right, so now I'm only going to get those products related to the Olympics package. It's going to be sorted by most recent, and that's what I want to insert. Again, I'm going to provide fallback text. So yeah, in the case the exact product name can't be pulled out, I'll just give them that generic Olympics package message. And that's it, right. I've now made my email highly personalized. While Sam has been building out this content though, he also had shared that campaign brief with his sales team. And what they've been doing is looking at those people scores and evaluating their contacts. So they can simply go to their contact lists and identify who's really likely to convert, and they can simply just add these to a campaign. So I can go ahead and add them to the Olympics upgrade campaign. Now, when Sam comes back to the campaign record, he can start to see individuals being added as campaign members. And when he's looking at flows, he can choose to send to a segment, or in the case where he wants to send to those advertisers that are being more controlled by the sales team, he can just send to the campaign members. All right, pretty cool. Next up, we do want to experiment a little bit with SMS. So Sam knows Flow, so he came in here and actually started to stub out a email with SMS messages to follow up to see if that channel was kind of changing the conversion metrics, especially with these types of customers coming through from partner referrals. So he's gone ahead and built out a campaign flow that looks something like this. This is his test. So he's going to send out that campaign message initially through email, but where individuals have consented to SMS, he's actually going to send it to SMS also. What's new here is that in the wait until event, which he's dropped in, and again, you can drop in new elements just by clicking here. Again, he just added that wait until event. And that's what we're looking at right now. So I've named this engaged or not. And what we're going to check for is engagement on the SMS message. And it's going to be this Olympics upgrade reminder message that we're monitoring. And we're going to look for if they responded to a message or not. We're going to give them about 4 hours. And if they haven't responded at all, then we'll send a follow-up email, which you can see here. Otherwise, if they are responding, then we're going to evaluate their keyword. So let's save this because we got some more things to configure. So the wait until event will be followed up with the decision event. And this is where it gets super cool. So I've named this keyword response, and I'm going to label yes, because what I want to do is ask them if they are interested in learning more. If they respond yes, then I want to follow up with a call to action. So what I'm going to do here is that I'm going to look at that wait until event that I just looked at, and I'm going to look at the output of the message. And if they responded yes, they'll go down that path. If they responded not at all, or some other keyword, or sorry, yeah, it would have been a response, but if they responded with no or any other keyword, then they'll go down this other path. And then I just won't follow. But if they did respond with yes, again, I'll follow up with another SMS, provides them all the information that they need to know to really get running with purchasing this product. All right. Super cool stuff. Again, just real quickly back on the campaign object. Sam can evaluate those flows, the one for customers that we just created with GenAI, the SMS tailored one that he plans to use with campaign members. And he can continue to evaluate what campaign members are being added. As new members are being added, they'll start to receive messages related to the campaign also. And then come the Copilot release, the campaign brief will be saved as a specific object and available here. All right, so a couple weeks later, a couple days and weeks later, because we can't wait for results too long. Sam will be coming back here to the Analytics tab in the Marketing app to evaluate performance. So he's going to look at the campaign performance of his emails, his SMS, the landing pages that he created with forms, and start to make very data-driven decisions about all of those configurations that they've made, those changes in the campaign that they've tweaked, and share those results with his stakeholders so that they can continue to evolve their campaign strategy. That's all I have to share. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Abigail. So I'm just going to pull up the slides again. So how can Marketing Cloud Growth Edition help with creating personalized journeys? Let's quickly recap. So first, it ensures that all of your teams are working on one trusted platform, including your marketing, sales, service, and commerce teams. And this ultimately allows you to better understand your buyers and engage with them in a more meaningful way. Second, because you're working on one platform, you have the data foundation to successfully leverage generative AI and even predictive AI so that you can further scale out those personalized efforts. So this means creating your emails and your segments more quickly. And again, personalizing those send times too, so that customers are getting messages when they're most likely to engage. And of course, it allows for personalization within those assets across the entire customer journey. You have Data Cloud underpinning the entire foundation of this. So with that, you can organize your customer data in one place, and it allows you to create these personalized interactions across the entire customer relationship, and even bring in marketing, sales, service into the customer touch points that you have. So with that, we have a couple of resources if you'd like to learn more. We have QR codes on the screen, and we're also going to be putting links in the chat. But if you'd like to learn more about Growth Edition, you can go to our website. If you want to learn more about what's new in Marketing Cloud as part of the Summer 24 release, which is going to be next week, we have our Marketing Cloud release webinar happening on the 27th. If you'd like to learn more about how businesses of all sizes are thinking about leveraging AI and also about personalizing journeys, you can check out our 9th State of Marketing report. And you can, if you're interested in learning more about the Pioneer program, I know Lindsay shared the QR code before, but we're going to share it again. Feel free to go to that link, share your interest in learning more. And then if the Pioneer program is right for you, we will be in touch. And then last but not least, Abigail wants you all to keep in touch regarding cross-object merge fields. This is a very new feature. It's a highly requested feature. So if you are building things out and you have some feedback, feel free to email Abigail directly, because we really want to hear from you. We want to improve this experience. So I'd like to thank you all for taking the time to learn with us today. Abigail, Lindsay, thank you for joining us. And I do believe we have time for a few questions. So Zaina, over to you.
Hey, well, thank you so much for that really insightful discussion, guys. Hopefully everyone attending now feels equipped with the knowledge to use Marketing Cloud Growth Edition for driving personalized customer journeys. So without further ado, it's now time for our Q&A. So if you have any questions for our panelists, please feel free to submit them in the comments below, and we'll try to get around to as many as possible. So let's see what we have there. So do you need to add Data Cloud to bring all the 360 customer data together?
Yes. So Salesforce Data Cloud can access customer data from the Salesforce Customer 360 platform and other sources in real time. Data Cloud has a built-in tool that can consolidate customer data from various systems and applications into a single customer graph, which is pretty cool to me.
And what I'd like to add here too is that it unlocks not just what's in your CRM, but all of your non-CRM data as well. So if you have data that's trapped in a data lake, or if you're trying to use an advertising platform or a third-party application and you just can't seem to access that data, Data Cloud is the solution here. It allows you to take that information, put it in a unified customer profile so you can actually action upon it.
Thank you. So with the segment creation, can it also look at custom objects? What are the limitations here?
Yeah, I can take that. So as Ruth was mentioning, segments can be created on anything in Data Cloud. So as long as you're bringing that information into Data Cloud through data streams, you can create segments against it. So again, that can be your CRM, custom objects, but also that can be third-party data. It'll all be accessible.
Cool. So let's see what else we have. So would love to learn more about the Pioneer program. How can I access growth features from account engagement? How can I access now?
Good news. So starting next week, you can go ahead, if you are an account engagement customer on Growth Edition with a Salesforce EE Plus or higher, based in AMER, I know there's lots of prerequisites. Starting next week, you can go ahead and reach out to your account executive, start that conversation, and get that process started and start tapping into Marketing Cloud Growth Edition next week.
Great. Thank you. So would love to learn more about cross-object merge fields. What types of info can I pull in?
Yeah, so cross-object merge fields, anything related to the unified individual in Data Cloud, you can create a data graph against. So you can actually create a data graph against other objects, but what's important for Marketing Cloud Growth is that you're creating a data graph against the unified individual DMO. So anything that relates to a unified individual, you can pull in. So again, that's typically going to be stuff like product information, opportunities, email engagement, mobile engagement, but any purchase information that you're bringing in, or access to licenses and renewals, and you can relate that to the unified individual through an account or lead. All of that would be accessible as long as you have that connection back to the unified individual. So then you create the data graph against the unified individual. You choose what subset of attributes you want, which objects are important for your use cases. And then that is now exposed in content, as I showed, but also in those flow decisions.
Nice. Okay. So someone is saying, I'm a current engagement customer. Will there be a Pioneer program for engagement customers too?
Yes. So, well, hopefully we're working on it. If you scan that QR code, submit that interest form, raising your hand as either an account engagement customer or an engagement customer, saying that you want to be a part of potentially a future Pioneer program, definitely submit that form. We're always looking for trailblazers like yourself that are interested in providing product feedback. So not just for account engagement customers, we want to hear from engagement customers as well. So make sure to submit that form.
Nice, thank you. So it's cool to see Salesforce Flow as the primary journey engine in Growth Edition, but I also know it's powerful. Does this mean marketers get full access to Flow?
Yeah, so I can take that. So in Marketing Cloud Growth, it's kind of a tailored experience. So the Flow elements that are exposed are for the purposes of Marketing Cloud. So it's going to be things like sending consent data to Data Cloud and sending an SMS message. So already it is a subset of capabilities. But then on top of that, you can layer Salesforce's, permission sets, which are super powerful ways to craft exactly what access individuals should have. So there's some default permission sets that we have, an admin and a marketing manager, but those can always be tweaked to be expanded or decreased as you see fit.
Yeah, I can also just chime in here too. I think when we're thinking about Salesforce Flow for marketers, which is what we're calling this subset of capabilities, the people who have worked on this and really made it business friendly for our marketers are the same people who've worked on Engagement Studio for account engagement and Journey Builder for engagement. So it is very much tailored with that end business user in mind. And another thing about this is that, our customers have experienced some limitations, with our previous journey building goals, journey building tools. And, because Salesforce Flow is so powerful, like we're able to kind of like work around those previous limitations now. So like there's so much benefit to working in Flow and giving people access to these tools.
Cool, thank you. So just a couple from YouTube here. So any features to import campaigns or email templates from outside?
I can probably take that one, unless Abby, were you about to chime in?
You can go. Maybe I'll add something, but go ahead. Yeah.
Well, I can speak for account engagement customers. So if there's anything different, Abby, on your end, definitely feel free to chime in. So there is the option to image copy from account engagement to CMS, to a CMS workspace currently. And then in upcoming releases, we'll be expanding upon that to start moving over, if you prefer, some of those account engagement assets to Marketing Cloud Growth.
Yeah, and I'll just add that in terms of packageable templates and things like that, although not available yet, Safe Harbor are things that are pretty near and dear to us, and we are evaluated and planning for.
Cool. And final one, do we have a Marketing Cloud Growth Edition certification?
I can take that. The answer is we're working on it. So stay tuned, watch this space, watch our Trailblazer communities, because we're working on it.
Okay. Fab. Well, unfortunately, since we're coming up to the hour, that's all we've got time for today. So thank you so much to everyone for attending. We hope you now feel empowered to use Marketing Cloud Growth Edition to its fullest potential. Feel free to connect with Ruth, Abigail, and Lindsay on LinkedIn if you have any further questions. I'd like to give a massive thank you to our panelists for sharing their expertise and insights with us today. And before we round up, any final words, guys?
Yeah, thank you all for attending.
Yeah, thank you. Looking forward to hearing that feedback.
Nice. Well, thank you again to everyone for attending, and we hope to see you again for our next webinar soon. Take care, everybody.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye.